So, into our Pitbike Stock 140s. Ben Lord will start this one from pole position. Charlie Nesbitt alongside him. Ben Bailey, current points leader in this class, will start from third. With second row of the grid's the popular place to start if you're a points leader today, isn't it? Storm Stacey will start fourth. Matthew Bolsover, our Stock 160 champion from 2017, starts this one in fifth. Luke Westerman starts from sixth. Mick Lord and Richard Holmes-Williams will make up the fourth row of the grid, and then it will be Joshua Watley and Brendan Allen to round out the top 10. 11th on the grid will be Ben Klukas, with Connor Winters alongside. Forgive me if I rush ahead of the graphics, but I want to try and get all of this in. Marshall Richardson 13th, 14th Chris Grieve, Jamie Callan 15th, 16th for John Buckle, Phil Dickens, Chris Edwards, Leighton Santos and Jim Titchmarsh round out the top 20. Then it's Ian Gill, Hugh Jones, Keir Armstrong, Lawrence Childs, Mark Hedling, Bradley Rose, Ben Riley, Chris Maynard, Taylor Rose, Stuart Kay and Jack Sales to round out the 31 bikes that I've got listed here. Not sure they've all made it. We have had some that haven't set a time, but away we go. It's a good start for Ben Lord. He leads them through the first chicane. Not for him, any of these fantastic starters from second place stealing the show, although he is under a fair bit of pressure from Charlie Nesbitt as they work through the second chicane, and Storm Stacey appears to have got the run on Ben Bailey. And currently sits in third place. Are they all through cleanly? It looks to me like they are as they head back up the circuit now from turn 3. There's Storm Stacey in third place with the distinctive green overalls on him. So we're seeing a little breakaway group of these top 3 here. Ben Lord, Charlie Nesbitt and Storm Stacey cross the line pretty much 3 abreast. My goodness me, and Charlie has gone for the lead. Charlie Nesbitt's taken the lead from Ben Lord. Gauntlet thrown down, Ben Lord back up the inside into turn 1. Yes, he is. Fantastic stuff in the early starts of this. And Ben Bailey, look out for him with his pink helmet and blue overalls in fourth place. Storm Stacey up the inside of chicane 2, but it's not on there. And I said it was a breakaway 3 group. Forget that, because this fighting has allowed Ben Bailey and Matthew Bolsover to get right onto the back of this. So it's a 5-bike battle now for the lead of the race, which Ben Lord leads by... oh, not as much as he'd like to, put it that way. Charlie Nesbitt in second place, Storm Stacey third, Ben Bailey and Matthew Bolsover. Matthew Bolsover has a bit of overspeed coming out of 4 and 5 there. Is he going to have a move into the double right-hander? Is Storm Stacey. He's up the inside of Charlie Nesbitt, but Nesbitt's holding on round the inside, but that's not going to work at all. Storm Stacey up to second place, and Ben Bailey and Matthew Bolsover now effectively mug Charlie Nesbitt. Blink and you'll miss them as they come through. Oh, blimey, we're only on lap 3. Storm Stacey now challenging for the lead of this one with Ben Lord at the front, and you would not count this out for Storm Stacey. He's been riding superbly so far today. Behind them, Ben Bailey, Matthew Bolsover and Charlie Nesbitt, and then Mick Lord and Joshua Watley are having a fantastic battle as well over 6th place. We're keeping an eye on the lead though. The top 2 are breaking away here. Storm Stacey in his green overalls all over the back of the white and black detailed Ben Lord. Coming across this one, he's going to run on him into the double right-hander. What a move from Storm Stacey. Is he going to be able to hold on to it? Will Ben Lord have a response like he did a few laps ago to Charlie Nesbitt? He tries on the inside of chicane 1, does he? But it's not on there. Storm Stacey holds on here. My goodness me. They might think of my voice. There's still 10 laps to go. Storm Stacey leads this one. Ben Lord in second. I think Matthew Bolsover has got past Ben Bailey. Yes, he has. So Matthew Bolsover, Ben Bailey. But look at the switchback that Charlie Nesbitt had there, just flying out of shot. But it didn't work out for him. It's still as you were in third, fourth and fifth. Ben Lord looks like he's attached to the back of Storm Stacey's bike, though. This one doesn't feel like it's over whatsoever as Storm Stacey leads on to a new lap, and he's got to run. Lord's got to run on him. Side by side into double right-hander, and he pulls exactly the same move that Storm Stacey did 1 lap previously. Beautiful stuff between these two at the head of this field. Storm Stacey looked like he had a bit of a run then, but you're not going to go around the outside of chicane 1 actually with these two. I might not bet on that. Anyway, through chicane 2 they come. Bolsover in third, Ben Bailey fourth, fifth for Charlie Nesbitt, Joshua Watley, Richard Holmes-Williams, Mick Lord, Chris Grieve and Connor Winters rounds out your top 10. But our eyes are glued to the front of this one. This is highly entertaining stuff here between Ben Lord and Storm Stacey. Storm Stacey looks like he's going to get good speed out of this one. Is he going to have another opportunity here? He's gaining. He's going to try up the inside again. This is like formation here. It's like they're planning it each lap. Can Ben Lord give a response into chicane 1? Storm Stacey goes quite wide. Pushing the limits of the track limits, certainly. Matthew Bolsover's got a bit of a gap now over Charlie Nesbitt, so will he be able to try and get onto terms with these two? Well, they are battling, so they are going to be losing a bit of time, but they're battling in such a fast and neat way. I'm not sure how much time they're really losing here. Storm Stacey has a quick look over his shoulder. Well, he might. Ben Lord's very close into 4 and 5 here. Will he be able to repeat the move? We've seen 3 laps running now of an overtake into the double right-hander. He's got the run. I think he's going to do it again. I think you can back calculate this one. If we've got an odd or an even number of laps, you can work out who'll win this one if they keep this up. There's traffic though. That's going to, no, it's not going to hamper either of them. They just deal with it so cleanly. Something has happened to Ben Bailey here. He's dropped back. Still running, but he's dropped well down the order here. So you can see there that in the battle for third, it's Bolsover, Nesbitt. Now with the distinctive pink helmet of Bailey slightly further back. He's in 8th place now. Goodness me, has Storm Stacey got a run this time round? He has, but is it going to be enough? He's going to try it, is he? But no, it's not enough. And for the first time in about 4 or 5 laps, there isn't a move into the double right-hander. And you can see, that's frustrating to him slightly. You can see him geeing himself on to try and chase this one. More traffic coming into play. Look at these two just weaving their way around this beautiful Kent Lydd circuit here. These two are really hooked up into this circuit, and it's giving everyone an absolute treat to watch. Bolsover in 3rd, Charlie Nesbitt 4th, Joshua Watley going well in 5th. 2 seconds to the good ahead of Richard Holmes Williams, Mick Lord, Ben Bailey, Chris Grieve and Connor Winters rounding out your top 10. Also a good battle going on from Phil Dickens in 13th down. There's a run again, and Storm Stacey, I can't look away from the screen for a moment, can I? They're just going to keep on doing this to me. Storm Stacey the lead, Ben Lord at the inside of chicane 1, because why not? Fantastic stuff here between these two at Lydd. Neither of them are going to want to give this one up. This may only be one race, but there's a feeling that this one's getting very important to these two. Someone's going to go away from this wondering what might have been, and neither one of these two want it to be them. Into turn 4 they go. Change of direction to 5, and then on to the finish straight. Will Storm Stacey have a run again? Yep, looks like he will do. He jinks to the inside. Is he going to have the gap there? No. Ben Lord's going to close him off. Ben Lord now has done that twice and been able to hold off Storm Stacey, and they now work their way through the traffic. Will they both get through before the chicane? Yes, they will. These two really are setting the pace, but you know, they're not that far ahead of Matthew Bolsover. Keep an eye on him in the yellow helmet there and the blue and orange overalls. He's only 1.5 seconds back from these two. He's doing his utmost to come onto terms with them, and you know what? On the last lap, he was faster than them. The fastest lap of the race, actually, with Matthew Bolsover at the moment, a 43.080. But it's that every lap a moment, folks. We've got to look to see if there's a run, and there is a run. Storm Stacey up the inside of Ben Lord. Will Ben Lord be able to come back on the switchback out of that corner? He's definitely thinking about it, but it's not on there. Change of the lead then. Storm Stacey to the lead once again. What a treat we're being given here. Mick Lord and Ben Bailey having a brilliant battle over 7th place. I think we just saw them briefly on shot. And fantastic battle. Connor Winters, Chris Grieve and John Buckle have just gone past me here on the comms box. They're having a fantastic battle over 10th place. There really is fantastic battling throughout the field on this one. I did say when I opened the stream, I believe, that the Stock 140s tend to provide us with some of the best entertainment. And sure enough, look at this, through the traffic. Ben Lord's got a run on Storm Stacey again. Doesn't matter how much traffic is, they'll still have a go, but Storm Stacey holds him off. 2 laps to go of this one. Who's going to take this one? Absolutely no idea. Matthew Bolsover just hanging there, ready to pick up any spoils that come his way from this one. Still there's traffic coming into play. Will that hold up Storm Stacey more than Ben Lord? It looks pretty even, to be honest. They may as well be glued together as they work their way through here. Matching each other so well here are these two riders. And they're going to come on to the final lap. Will Ben Lord open this one with a run into the corner? Storm Stacey looks over his shoulder. He's got the run. Is he going to get it done? Oh my goodness, it's so close through there, but Storm Stacey holds on to that one, looks over his shoulder, and is that? Will that be the last opportunity? Ben Lord probably doesn't think so. Through the traffic they go. towards chicane 2. Nothing on there. Can Ben Lord pull anything out of the bag to take this one off of Storm Stacey now? What a battle it's been. Both of them can be very proud, but Ben Lord's going to try desperately into 4 to see if he can get anything on Storm Stacey. And Storm Stacey slows, and Ben Lord's got it. Oh my goodness me! Storm Stacey just got out of shape there in 5, and it allowed Ben Lord through. And by 0.4 of a second, Ben Lord has it over Storm Stacey after one of the... Now what happened? Did he just glance the ground with his knee? Yes, he did. Oh my goodness me, that has to be one of the most dramatic battles. Well, no, I'm going to say it, the most dramatic battle I have seen. And understandably, they're quite like that in the box here with me. Fantastic stuff here at Lydd. What a treat. What a way to round out the first group of races here today. Ben Lord takes the win ahead of Storm Stacey. Matthew Bolsover finishes 3rd. Charlie Nesbitt 4th. Joshua Watley 5th. Ben Bailey in 6th. Richard Holmes-Williams in 7th. Mick Lord 8th. Chris Grieve finished 9th in the end. Mere 10ths ahead of Connor Winters in 10th. John Buckle 11th. Marshall Richardson in 12th, 13th for Phil Dickens, Leighton Santos 14th, 15th for Jim Titchmarsh, and then Keir Armstrong, Chris Edwards, Ian Gill, Hugh Jones, Mark Hedling and Lawrence Childs rounds out the 21 finishers. Goodness me. Right then, here we go then. Last race of the day is race 2 for the Pitbike Stock 140s, supported by Parker Racing Spares. Ben Lord starts this one from pole. Charlie Nesbitt in 2nd. Ben Bailey starts 3rd. Storm Stacey in 4th. Matthew Bolsover in 5th. 6th will be Luke Westerman. Mick Lord will start from 7th. 8th will be Richard Holmes-Williams. Joshua Watley will start in 9th, Brendan Allen in 10th. Ben Clucas will start from 11th with Connor Winters in 12th. 13th will be Marshall Richardson with Chris Grieve in 14th. 15th will be Jamie Callan with John Buckle in 16th. 17th will be Phil Dickens. 18th will be Chris Edwards. Leighton Santos will start from 19th with Jim Titchmarsh starting in 20th. Ian Gill will start 21st. Hugh Jones 22nd. 23rd will be Keir Armstrong. Lawrence Childs will be 24th. Mark Hedling will start from 25th. Bradley Rose will start 26th. And then the following riders all didn't set a time in qualifying, so not 100% as whether they'll take to the grid. But in 27th place, Ben Riley. Chris Maynard is listed 28th. 29th will be Taylor Rose. Stuart Kay will be 30th. And Jack Sales is listed at 31st. Now, earlier on, this race gave me cause to get a little bit excited. You know, it did go down to the wire, and it was Ben Lord who had the bragging rights earlier on after the battle with Storm Stacey. We are missing a few bikes actually from this grid, aren't we? But we are going for the start, so it's a reduced field clearly. You can see Ben Bailey there on grid 3rd, and away they go, and it's a bad start for Ben Bailey, and it immediately stalls on him. Disaster start for Ben Bailey. I'm afraid that may have been my fast-acting commentator's curse to give him a shout-out there on the grid. Nevertheless, away has gone Ben Lord. And in 2nd place is Storm Stacey. We're going to see... Oh, I thought we were going to see a replay there. But they work their way through. Otherwise, it's a clean start. Ben Lord is at the front then. Storm Stacey 2nd and Matthew Bolsover 3rd. As they weave their way through to finish that one. Ben Lord, Storm Stacey, Matthew Bolsover, Richard Holmes-Williams is at a good start, Chris Grieve, Connor Winters, 7th John Buckle, Phil Dickens, Marshall Richardson and Bradley Rose rounds out the top 10, and Ben Bailey is back down in 16th in a field of 17 bikes. So several who haven't been able to take to the start of this one. At the front then, this breakaway group. These names that I've been saying all year as key players here in this class. Ben Lord, Storm Stacey, Matthew Bolsover. Now, can Bolsover stay with them in this one? At the moment, it looks like he can. He's sticking with Storm Stacey here on this straight now, where earlier on so many moves were set up and immediately Storm Stacey had a look there for the move on Ben Lord, but it wasn't on for him. I'll remind you all that on the last lap earlier on in race 1, Storm Stacey looked to have it wrapped up, but for making contact with the ground, just getting his knee on the ground, and it threw him off a bit through the horseshoe, and Ben Lord took it effectively on the last corner of the race. So don't be surprised if this one goes all the way. On this lap, Bolsover looks to have the measure of Storm Stacey, though. Stacey's under more pressure than Lord is for the lead amongst this top 3 group. 3 of the most impressive, accomplished riders in this series. And look at the run Storm Stacey has. How does he find that pace on the straight there? But again, Ben Lord is wise to it. He's not intimidated by that. He's had several attempts from Storm Stacey there today. Some of them have paid off, but he's also been able to cover them off well. And he's covered off more of them than Storm Stacey has covered off the identical move from him. Down to the bottom of the circuit they go. Ben Bailey is working his way back up the field, by the way. Just got himself up to 11th ahead of Chris Edwards and Keir Armstrong. Bit of spread amongst the top 10 relative to the last time they were out, but Chris Grieve and Connor Winters close together in a battle for 5th place. Storm Stacey got across the line there ahead, and he's got the lead there into the double right-hander. This time he makes it work. Take your eyes off the screen for a moment, and that's what happens. So Storm Stacey to the head of the field, ahead of Ben Lord now. Matthew Bolsover still holding station in 3rd, ready to pounce if the opportunity arises. Ben Bailey's got past Phil Dickens and Bradley Rose now and has got himself up to 9th place. John Buckle and Marshall Richardson are his next targets, and they themselves are in a good battle over 7th place. Into the horseshoe come the top 3, and Ben Lord's got the job done. Ben Lord back to the head of this one. Change for the lead as they cross the line, but Storm Stacey will have the run again surely here, but it's not on for him here. It doesn't work into the double apex right-hander, so it stays in the same order. Storm Stacey uses all of the runoff and then some out of that corner, doesn't he? Oh, and he's down! He's down! Storm Stacey's down! Oh my goodness me! Drama there. And what led to that? Was it just... It's just his knee skirting over the curb there, and he just lost it. Have to say, the most blasé standing back up again ever. It was like he planned it, aside from the fact that he blatantly didn't. I mean, he's trying to retrieve his bike now and get underway again. And he is now underway again, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets back up. But Storm Stacey, after all the battling we've seen between Ben Lord and Storm Stacey today, he's down and out of this one, at least for the win of this one. So now the question is, does Matthew Bolsover have the pace in him to challenge Ben Lord here? He's our Stock 160 champion from last year. He certainly knows how to pedal one of these bikes. And rest assured, he'll be keeping Ben Lord honest for the rest of this one. But can he challenge in the way that Storm Stacey was able to? Setting up the moves, getting the runs on the straight. That's going to be the question here in the closing laps of today's racing. Time flies when you're having fun. Richard Holmes Williams is in 3rd, courtesy of Storm Stacey going down. Chris Grieve in 4th. Connor Winters 5th. Ben Bailey's now back up to 6th place. And he's up to 5th. He's got past Connor Winters. He's having an amazing recovery ride here. And I think, has he just gone up the inside of Chris Grieve as well as Ben Bailey? There he is, man on a mission after a terrible start. Back with the leaders, and through some irony, Storm Stacey is with them, but a lap down. That's an interesting one. So these are not your top 3. But one of the fastest members of what I've labelled as traffic before ever there in Storm Stacey. But both of our leaders are ahead of him on the road. And you'd hope that Storm Stacey doesn't interfere too much with these things now that he is out of this battle. Bolsover closer to Lord than he has been at any point so far. Can he set up an opportunity at the top of the circuit at the right-hander? Onto the back straight they go. He looks like he's trying it. Does he have the speed? No, he doesn't. Lord is pulling away, if anything, but he has a look, nevertheless. And it's not on there for Bolsover. But rest assured, that wasn't his only attempt at this one. What do you do if you're Storm Stacey here? Because I think you have the pace here, but you're just out of this one at this point. On Ben Bailey watch, he's got himself up to 4th. And is now chasing down Richard Holmes-Williams, who's riding well on the number 126. But he's got a job on his hands defending against Ben Bailey. Look out for Bailey with his distinctive pink detail on the helmet. The leaders work their way past some traffic. And they're now coming in amongst the likes of Ian Gill. And Chris Grieve has had some kind of a drama there. He's dropped out of the top 10 on the last lap. So some drama has befallen him, but he has crossed the line. So I think he went down but got back up again immediately. Ben Lord looks over his shoulder and he's just got a bit of breathing space there. And in fact, Storm Stacey's got by Matthew Bolsover on the road. So now Bolsover has a back marker between him and our race leader. So does that give Ben Lord the lifeline he needs? Bolsover back past Storm Stacey now. I think that's good riding from Storm Stacey to try and not interfere with this too much. So now Bolsover will try and get back onto terms with Ben Lord. But it's going to be a difficult one, and there's only 2 laps to go here. If you were a betting man, or if I were a betting man, excuse me, you'd say that Ben Lord is looking good for the double win here. But it ain't over till it's over. We saw earlier today, Ben Bailey now up to 3rd place. What a recovery for him. But he has got to make up a gap of 17 seconds to get on terms with the top 2. And down there is Connor Winters. Connor Winters, that was down from 4th place. Oh, dearie me, he was going so well. So that will promote Marshall Richardson up to 4th place. And we are on to the last lap now. So here is Ben Lord and Matthew Bolsover, last racing lap of the day. And it's as close as you like, though, isn't it? For the lead of the race, it was this close in the last race in this class, and it went and it changed position on the last corner. Bolsover had a look into turn 3, but it wasn't on there. He's been strong through this part of the lap as Bolsover, but I don't think he's going to be able to challenge. Ben Lord is going to cross the line to take the double, is it? It's going to be mighty close. It's changed. 52 thousandths of a second. The traffic came into play, and Bolsover takes it from Lord. 52 thousandths of a second. If race 1 wasn't close enough for you, how about that? What a way to finish off the racing for the day. Matthew Bolsover wins in the Parker Racing stock 140s. Ben Lord 2nd. Ben Bailey, what a 3rd place finish to get after that start. We saw how poor a start he had. Just seemed to stall it immediately, but he got it going again, and he's taken 3rd place. Marshall Richardson 4th. Bradley Rose has got past John Buckle for 5th. In fact, John Buckle's had some kind of drama on the last lap there. He's dropping down the order. Marshall Richardson 4th. Bradley Rose 5th. 6th for Chris Edwards. 7th for Connor Winters.